Hey, Kyle's Wonderful here again with another wrestling review. This time it's WWE Main Event from either July 13th or 14th, depending where you live, 2022. And this was recorded before this week's Raw on July 11th, 2022, in Fort Worth, Texas. So we definitely start with a big time rarity this week for Main Event. Sometimes we'll see unsigned, like people that aren't signed with WWE, aka local talent or jobbers, if you want to call them that. We'll see them sometimes on Raw or SmackDown. Most famously, James Ellsworth, but most recently, Raquel Rodriguez fought an unsigned woman on SmackDown a few months ago. But that happens sometimes on Raw and SmackDown, but almost never do we see an unsigned talent on Main Event. Usually, they're more likely to bring up someone from NXT to wrestle on Main Event if they need someone like that. But here we are. It will be starting out tonight on Main Event. Jazmin Allure will be making her WWE debut against Tamina. So Jazmin Allure, like I said, has never wrestled in WWE or NXT, and she's never been in the ring with Tamina before. So this should be a good one. Jasmine's a former NCW champion, despite only wrestling for about 2 years now. Her nickname is Top Tier, and people seem to think her potential is limitless. So definitely one to keep your eyes on. Jazmin Allure has appeared on AEW 13 times, when losing all 13 of those matches. Most recently, exactly a year ago today, I'm recording this on July 14th on 2022. On July 14th, 2021 was the last time that Jazmin Allure was in AEW. That was on AEW Dark Elevation, losing a tag team match to Serena Deeb and Ty Conti. Both those women just happened to be former WWE wrestlers. So Tamina makes her entrance now. This is going to be a pretty interesting one. We've last seen Tamina uh, failing twice to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. First, Tamina lost in about 2 minutes to Shotzi on SmackDown, and then Tamina was selected for the Last Chance Money in the Bank qualifier 6-pack match, the last chance to qualify, but lost that as well. So Tamina's music hits and she comes out. Her music's way better than that old one she used to have. Remember that terrible one that was like, "To me, no, to me, no." That one was terrible, but this one's pretty good. It's still kind of generic sounding. I wish it had rap lyrics to it. It's like a beat that you can have rap lyrics on. So the announcers tell us that Tamina is upset to be facing a fly that she can just swat. So they're really putting over that Tamina's the strong favorite to win this match. So Jasmine starts out pretty good with a go behind, but Tamina is way too strong. Jasmine's much smaller than Tamina, probably about 5'2", 100 pounds. So Jasmine dodges a corner attack, then hits an arm drag of her own. So it looks like Jasmine will get to show off some of her offense here. Jasmine tries to get the crowd to make some noise, but the crowd is completely silent. Tamina then Irish whips Jasmine, and when Jasmine runs back, Tamina hits a nasty lariat, one of the best moves of the match right there. Now Tamina's talking trash and then hits a vertical suplex. The crowd doesn't quite know what to think of any of this. They're pretty quiet. Tamina then makes a cover but stops the pin herself, then locks in a chin lock. So Tamina's kind of toying around with this fly, as she calls her, Jazmin Allure. So some of the crowd is now rallying behind Jazmin, but not very many. Pretty quiet crowd here. Tamina then hits another slam and is now stalking her prey. Jasmine's in big trouble as she's getting squeezed into the ropes and stuff like that. But yeah, just this little bit here that I've seen of Jazmin, just on her looks and stuff like that, I could definitely see Jazmin fitting in on NXT 2.0. She's got a good look. She reminds me of Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. So maybe this is a tryout match, and Tamina will go tell the people in charge after the match how Jazmin did. So maybe this is a tryout match. So this could in fact be pretty dang important in the life of Jazmin Allure, this match that we're watching right now. And in her hopes and dreams of potentially becoming a WWE superstar. So Tamina then hits a scoop slam and makes the cover, standing with her foot over the chest of Jazmin Allure, just completely being cocky in this. Another headlock now by Tamina gets the crowd to rally a little bit louder now for Jazmin. Tamina cuts down the comeback twice, though. But Jazmin is not done yet. She dodges another corner attack, then kind of botches her next move. It didn't look great. They tried to cover it with a camera angle, but then Jazmin hits a really nice looking pump kick. Jazmin then goes to the top rope and hits Tamina with a crossbody, good looking move there. Now the crowd's getting pretty loud for Jazmin Allure. But Tamina counters the very next move by simply just swatting the fly Jazmin away in her own words. Tamina then hits the super kick for the 1-2-3. So your winner by pinfall is Tamina. Good little match here. I would love to see Jazmin Allure join NXT, and I would definitely like to see more of her. So Tamina's now celebrating to absolute silence from the crowd, unfortunately for her. So then if you guys don't know, main event only has ever two matches. It's an hour long, but two matches don't really take up more than 20% of the show. Most of the rest of it is a recap show. They'll play this on TV in places like India and stuff like that, all around the world, I should say. But I think India is definitely one of the big ones where whatever channel has Raw and SmackDown, the day like on Monday and Friday, say Monday and Friday have SmackDown. Well, and then on Wednesday they'll have this one, which kind of recaps what happened on the previous week's Raw and SmackDown and gives you two exclusive matches. So, definitely a show for people to check out if they missed Raw or SmackDown. So anyway, just quickly going through the recaps, because you can go find on this channel all the Raw and SmackDown reviews. So go check out my reviews if you're wondering my thoughts on what happened on there. But these recaps here, we see the start of SmackDown with the Bloodline. Then it goes right into the start of Raw with Brock Lesnar, all those promos and stuff. So then they show the ending of Carmella versus Bianca at Money in the Bank. This goes into the Becky Lynch promo from Raw, and then the entire match that followed that promo. That was between Carmella and Bianca, if you remember. So we also see the Logan Paul video that said that Logan Paul will be on Raw Monday night, and then we get to our second and final match. So our second and final match on main event this week will be Akira Tazawa versus Mustafa Ali. And we last saw Tozawa on main event 2 weeks ago, losing the Ciampa. We last saw Ali last week on main event lose to Veer Mahan. So two guys that are coming off of losses on main event, looking to get back in the win column here. Both men actually failed to win in the last chance Money in the Bank qualifier battle royal. That was their last match on Raw. And of course, at the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, Mustafa Ali had a title shot for the United States title in his hometown and kind of has been relegated to main event and backstage segments ever since, which is unfortunate for Ali. So anyway, Ali did win 2 weeks ago, beating T-Bar on main event. These two, Akira Tazawa and Mustafa Ali, have been in 8 other matches together, all in WWE. The first one was at an NXT house show back in 2017. They actually teamed together in a winning effort against Arya Daivari and Drew Gulak back when the 205 cruiserweight division was still just starting out. So probably some test matches and training matches there at that NXT house show, getting ready for either the Cruiserweight Classic or the 205 live show. So anyway, they've out of those matches, they've only had one singles match together. That's Ali and Tozawa. That was Ali won that match almost 2 years ago, also on main event. So they've had one singles match against each other before. So Ali comes out first. He's accompanied by Cedric Alexander. That's some pretty big news there. So the heart and soul of 205 Live is now officially an alliance on the Raw brand. And it looks like they're having a lot of fun working together. So that's always good to see. They're just enjoying their time with each other. They must be really good friends in real life. So we saw their alliance somewhat start on the 4th of July Raw. A few last week, the week before last week's Raw, when they stole Veer's food. Remember, Veer Mahan was eating at the cookout for the 4th of July, and Ali and Alexander teamed up to pull a prank on Veer. So then the announcers tell us that Ali and Alexander played another prank earlier today on Otis, but they don't tell us what it was. So Akira Tozawa out now. The crowd did cheer for both men, but definitely more cheers for Ali. And the announcers put over how Tozawa on that same 4th of July cookout, Tozawa won the hot dog eating contest. So they start the match with some grappling. Remember, it's Tozawa versus Ali. Tozawa then counters an armbar with one of his own, and Ali flips out of the armbar, but Tozawa hits an arm drag. So good grappling to start this match. The really quick pace as well. Both men seem pretty even in the speed category. Ali might have a little bit of advantage in the strength and size, but not much. Tozawa then baits Ali in and takes a cheap shot. So now Tozawa is getting some boos from the crowd. That's a smart decision to have Ali at least work heel in this match. It doesn't mean he's heel for the rest of his life going forward. It's just a smart decision because they knew and correctly guessed that Ali was going to get the more cheers. So Tozawa's now dodges a running attack, but Ali gets Tozawa caught up in the apron. Tozawa disappears under the ring and jumps out of nowhere from behind, but Ali happened to see it out of the corner of his eye or something and hits a big old super kick to a in the air leaping Tozawa. That was a really cool move, one of the best um, spots of the entire night. Really good stuff there. Then we go to a quick ad break where we saw the latest video that Edge was teasing Edge's return that we saw in Raw. He's now had 2 of those vignettes. When we come back from break, Ali's in control, but Tozawa quickly counters a corner attack. Tozawa then throws Ali face first into the middle turnbuckle at a high running speed. That looked really devastating. Really cool looking move there. Tozawa's now in control off of that and works a chin lock. Cedric Alexander now gets the crowd to rally behind Mustafa Ali, but Ali gets caught up in the octopus stretch. But Ali is able to use his strength advantage now to escape that. That was definitely dangerous there if Ali wasn't able to escape in time. Ali then hits a spinning heel kick and a rolling cutter that looked really good for a 2 count. The crowd now chant Ali, Ali. And Tozawa counters a suplex and hits a nasty running knee into the face of Ali. So really good match here. Loving this match for really back and forth main event match. So then Tozawa hits a deadlift German suplex almost out of nowhere. Great move there. I haven't seen him do that in years. Great match for main event standards, like I said. So and also the best match we've seen from Tozawa in a long time. Tozawa then sets Ali up on the top rope and looks to hit a big move, but Ali blocks it and throws Tozawa down. Ali dives off the rope, not really like kind of off the middle rope. It looks like he was going for a rolling pin, Ali was, but Ali rolls all the way through it into a standing position. Now has took Tozawa up with him and then hits Tozawa with a power bomb. Another really, really good looking move in this match. This match was full of like 3 or 4 really good looking moves. Ali from that power bomb just goes right up to the top rope for the 450 splash. And that gets Ali the 1, 2, 3. So your winner by pinfall is Mustafa Ali. Really, really good episode of main event this week. Cedric lifts Ali up on his shoulders as they celebrate. The crowd's loving it. And I guess this means that finally, after all these years, the Hurt Business might be officially dead. Remember, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin kind of took over the Hurt Business name despite not MVP and Lashley not wanting anything to do with them. Remember, they were still officially called by the ring announcers and everything the Hurt Business. So it looks like Cedric has now moved on from the Hurt Business. This leads all the way back. This character arc of Cedric leads back to I think Hell in the Cell. Yeah, Hell in the Cell. It was, if you remember, the 2-on-1 handicap, Omos and MVP versus Bobby Lashley, where Cedric came out and helped Bobby win that match. And then Bobby told Cedric, good stuff, but don't ever get involved in my matches again or you'll be sorry. So that turned from that moment on, Cedric was now a baby face or a good guy. And now we've seen where his character has gone since then. So it looks like the heart and soul of 205 Live is together here on the Raw brand. And hopefully they can get some tag matches on Raw together in the near future. Hopefully this week on Raw. I would like to see them for sure. So the end of this episode of Main Event is the main event from Raw, which was Riddle and Lashley versus Theory and Rollins. Pretty good main event match for Raw. So if you missed it, you can catch it here on Main Event. So good stuff overall. Like I said, I hope they sign Jazmin Allure to an NXT contract in the near future. That would be pretty cool. It was nice to see Tamina in a singles match. I'm not going to lie. We don't get to see too many, although that she did have that one on SmackDown recently, losing in 2 minutes to Shotzi. So that wasn't really much of a match. Other than that, that Tozawa and Ali match was really good. Great to see Tozawa actually wrestling a serious match and Ali getting to wrestle his style. This was definitely a 205 Live Cruiserweight match here on Main Event. For all the people that missed the 205 Live show and the Cruiserweight division. All it was missing was the purple ropes because these guys were there from the very beginning, going back to that. Remember, they teamed together at that house show in NXT in 2017. So I'm going to get going. I'll be back again for WWE related stuff later today with NXT UK. NXT UK has been on fire. It's been awesome. So make sure you check that out. And then come join me for the NXT UK review later today. And then tomorrow, of course, I'll be back for SmackDown. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.